Welcome to the Busy Guy Show. My name is Vince LoCascio, and I'm a busy guy. I've got a very busy guy here today, John Nitti. He's owner and founder of Isola Imports in Chicago, which specializes in gourmet Italian products. Mr. John Nitti, welcome to the show.
Piacere, nice meeting you in
Grazie.
English. Bravo.
And Italian, what?
Occupato, you're a busy man, occupato.
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 Grazie.
Busy.
One of the slogans of the company is live life with taste. I know there's many things we're going to be talking about today, but we'll talk about originally how you came to Chicago in, 1957, and how and why did you choose the city of Chicago?
Well, I chose the city. I didn't choose to come to Chicago. My father chose to send me to Chicago because I was bad in school. I wanted to play soccer, but he forbade me to play soccer, so he sent me to America to study. So I came on a student visa for 4 years. So my first, in 1956, I came here not knowing a word of English. I got off in New York on Ellis Island, and that after checking a lice and vaccination, I went through, and my first big encounter was that I walked in a woman's washroom because women, it's like uomini in Italian, except for the W. So that was my big thing. Then when I got off the pier, I was starving to death. And I wanted a little mortadella and prosciutto sandwich. So I gave the guy the money. I didn't know how to speak. I didn't know how to ask for what I wanted. So the guy gave me a hot dog with sauerkraut, piccalilli, mustard, such I never seen in my life. So I took a bite and I spit it out because of the smell of the sauerkraut, and I didn't eat till I got to Chicago. God bless my aunt and uncles and cousins that were here. They made me a big plate of pasta, asciutta, which is plain pasta, and bless the day that I came because I fulfilled my American dream.
It must have put a smile on your face with that pasta.
Oh, mamma mia, yes. Forget the hot dog. I've never seen a hot dog in my life. Forget, so pasta was what I was raised on because that's our #1 meal every day.
You came by yourself?
I came by myself, 13 days on a boat.
And where from in Italy?
I'm from Bari, a little town, Triggiano Bari. It's outside of Bari, a few miles away from Bari, a little suburbs outside of Bari. Bari, it's on the Adriatic side, and it's right on the heel of the boot of the
If I'm not mistaken, that's the sister city of Edison.
Edison, bravo, Edison.
Nice,
Triggiano is the sister city of Edison, correct.
So, I mean, you tell us the story, please, about you. I mean, you were only here a year, and you started your own grocery store?
Being that when I came from Italy, I have 5 cousins, and they were all in a little business, who had a grocery store, who had a travel agency, who had a candy store, who had a cleaning business. So I had to choose one of them. So being that I was going to go back, the reason why my father sent me here to learn the language, my father says, well, go work with a cousin, Nick Nitti, because he was in the travel agency. So I went there, and for me, it was too monotonous. I like the people. I like to mingle with people, talk with people. So in the office, answering the phone, and it wasn't for me. So then I asked my aunt, I says, Auntie, can I go work for Johnny? Johnny had the grocery store right on the corner on Racine and Grand. So I started working with Johnny, and I loved it because I used to buy, sell, stamp the stuff, go on deliveries, drive the car, and that's how I learned the grocery business. Because the other business was hard for me to handle. The cleaning business is, well, nobody's going to spend a lot of money. The cleaning business is only once a week. Mm-hmm. The heat, they got to eat every day. So there was a good business that I chose. People got to eat every day.
Nice. Tell us a little bit about the store, because back then there were not supermarkets.
Okay, yeah, the store was a little neighborhood store. I handled 90% of Italian products, from rapini, escarole, Italian pasta, and the Grand Avenue neighborhood was where they came. All the people that came from Italy in the 50s, they settled on Grand Avenue for many reasons. It was a lot of Italians, and the neighborhood the rents were very reasonable, and they couldn't afford to go on Grand in Ireland because they were expensive. So they settled in the old neighborhood on Grand and Racine. So when they all came from Italy, that's why. So I spoke their language, I handled their food, and I had a great business. I had a butcher shop. We made homemade sausage, homemade salads, eggplant, parmigiana, lasagna trays. So that's how I started. And I was there for 27 years.
Nice. And it sounds like it's very obvious that you love doing it. It wasn't like
food is my life. I love to cook. I love to come up with new recipes. I don't do the same thing over. I don't read books. It's what I have in the refrigerator. I cook what I have in the refrigerator. And I like to create. So with nothing. I don't follow recipe. A lot of times my wife follows a recipe and she messes it up, even though she reads the recipe. So I don't know, we got to do it this way, add this. So that's me. I love to create. I love to teach. I love to come up with new recipes, and that's me.
Before we move away from it, tell me a little bit, if you can, please, about how did you learn English?
I learned English. I came like on a student visa, and I had to go to YMCA Junior College on 19 South LaSalle. And I had to go there for 6 months. After I learned a little English, I moved to Wright Junior College for 2 years. And then I went to Roosevelt College for another year and a half. Then my visa was up after 4 years, and I went back to Italy.
Oh, you did this all in 4 years?
This is 4 years, yeah. 4 years I went to school. I went to school during the day, but I was allowed to work in the afternoon. So my first job was working at Blommer's, scraping chocolate and making chocolate.
The one on Grand Avenue?
I ran on
by the river.
By the river, right. So that was my first job. I worked there for 6 months, but I couldn't take the smell of the chocolate and the heat. Then I went to work for Pepsi-Cola for a few more months. And then my cousin says, why don't you come and work with me? And I worked within the grocery store. And that's how I started with the food business.
Nice. It's too much to skip over, but so now what, maybe 30 years later?
After 27 years in the business, 30 years in the grocery store business, which I loved. There was at the time, I had 5 children, but it was a one-man operation. I had to open and close. I couldn't, and I never took off to go see my kids play hockey or play baseball. So I missed all that. So 7 days a week, never knew none of the stuff. So my life was get up early in the morning, go to work, go home at night, glass of wine, pasta dinner, went to sleep, get up, and that was my life. It was but that's all. I wanted to give my kids a good education. I wanted to give them what I didn't have. So I chose their life. Now everything has changed. What I didn't do with the kids, I do with my grandchildren. I love to go see them play hockey, baseball, basketball, and I really, 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 I love the grandchildren. Not that I don't love my kids. Yeah. I love the grandchildren. I can miss them when I go away, and I take all the opportunity to go see them playing whatever sports they're in.
And I'm sure they love No-No.
Oh, they love No-No. Yes, yeah.
Now, when you went back, did you go to Bari?
Okay, after the 27, 30 years that I was in a grocery business, I counted up all the vacation that I didn't take all these years. So me and my wife packed up, and we went to live in Bari, right on the water. We rented a villa, and we lived for a year and a half. And that was my best year of my life because I loved the gardening, so I had a garden. And it's a funny story. My brother started this garden, and when I got there, there were some corners where the zappa, the roller tiller couldn't get it to the corners.
What do you call it? ¿Cómo se dice? Zappa?
Zappa. And so I seen, all these corners, there was all the weeds. So I went out and bought the stivali, which is the boots, and la zappa, the whole. And I start cleaning it up, and zapar, I'm sweating and everything. So one of the farmer across the way says, "Oh, you're getting it ready for the American." I says, "Yeah, I'm the American." So
really?
there was a good, and the water, you know, I planted from lettuce, you name it, fava beans, rapini, fennels. I had everything going beautiful. And you know, not to eat it, because I had almost 60 by 60. One of the things that I had no water. I had to buy trailers of water. And I
Really?
had, because there was no water, I had no, water wasn't coming in where I stood. So the guy, after the third trip in a week, he says, well, excuse me, he goes, what are you doing with this water? And I told him what I was doing. He says, you know, with this water, you could buy the whole market. So but it was the joy of seeing all the vegetable race, and I enjoyed just seeing them there. And I took videos every week. I seen them growing, and growing.
Nice.
So
So this was about 1990, but then you got.
After a
wanna
year
go
and a
back to
half,
work?
we bought a car in Italy. We drove. We went to different countries, and we really. And I wanted to see what is in my memories. You know, the Christmas, which I never spend with the whole family. The Easter, all the tradition of the little town, the processions. You know. Because I was involved with the church. I was an altar boy at the time when I was a kid. And I remember all the processions. So I want to revive it, re-seeing it. So, and that's what I did. And then after a year and a half, it was time to come back. And so we came back. We traveled the state a little bit. My wife, we went to Boston. We went to a few
I
other.
don't want to interrupt, but there was still a grocery store?
No, I shut it down. I closed it. I closed it. There was
Okay.
no more grocery store. I sold it. And I owned the building. I never sold the building, but I sold the business. So when I came back, we traveled the city of U.S. I had to do something. So I could not go back in a grocery store because it was too many hours. So my dream was become an importer. So I met a friend. I met this guy in Italy. There was a producer of panettone. When I was in Italy,
the big Italian
the
cake.
Italian cakes, you know. He goes, and he had a factory in the northern part of Italy. And he goes to me, he says, my dream is to come to the States. I said, I'm going to give you 2 containers, a truckload of panettone. If you sell it, you pay me. If you don't sell it, you don't know. So I said, that was a good deal. I didn't have to put any money. So that's how I started a business, with the 2 containers of panettone. Then from the panettone, I went to the rice, the arborio rice. I went to the olive oil. And then we started making private labels. And then my youngest son came into the business. And he helped in sales. So he gave me a break. Our business grew. Because now it's not one-man operation. I was a salesman, I was a buyer, I was a seller, I was a delivery guy. So I only had one little van with a guy. So now he came in, so we are more people, and we start growing. He's so after he came in, Lisa, my daughter, came in. So she started in sales too. So now we got to buy another truck because now our sales are getting bigger. We're getting into the Whole Foods. We're getting in different chains. So and our business is growing. And then my third son came in after Michael, the oldest, and he's the director of operation. So everybody gets along. Lucky out of the 5 kids, I got 3 in the business, and they're doing well. Our business it's growing. Every year, it's a good growth. And the main thing that I see him every day. Before I didn't see him because who lived in California, who lived in Columbus. Michael, the oldest, he used to work for Joseph A. Banks. He was
The suits.
The suits. He used to buy suits, design them, and this and that. And I see him once a year. Now I see him every day.
Nice.
And the beautiful Lisa, too. She lived in California. She went to Pepperdine School. She lived in California. And now I see her every day. And so is my other son. He's on sales. And I see him once or twice a week.
So there's Jay, Michael,
and Lisa.
And it says in the website, too, I mean, which, by the way, we'll talk about quite a bit later, I hope. They all wear different hats, but they are specific to.
Everybody's
to some
got their own
things.
rule. Yeah, everybody. Like Jay's in charge of all the salespeople. He's in charge of sales. He's got 4 or 5 sales personnel. He deals with brokers. We have distributors all over the country. He goes and sees distributors. Our stuff, you can find it in Texas. In fact, you find it in the eastern Midwest. You find it in Boston. You find it in New York. So in the mid-Atlantic, Texas, Miami. So.
Okay, how did you come up with the name Isola?
Okay, when I came back from Italy, I started with Isola. It was a brand with wine. It was a logo of a wine company. And a friend of mine asked me to help him out to sell some wine. And so after I helped him I asked him if I could use the logo of the Isola with the bell. So I kept I don't want to use my last name or Giovanni, right? So it's too. So Isola, I loved Isola because I wanted to come up with a unique concept. You know, not the traditional products from Italy. I wanted unique items because after 5 importers, they've been here so many years. It was hard for me to start and go against all these people that were already established in the market. So I chose Isola to be unique and do items, not competitive items, high items. So that's how I started, and I chose all these items that are brand new. When I went to stores and present the items, half didn't even know what these items were.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
And it means island.
And it means an island.
Wow.
Isola means an island.
Just back, we were talking earlier about about importing. How I learned a little bit of today, studying is about with the customs and the CPAT. CPAT. Because you're bringing food in from Italy.
Okay.
Tell us a little bit
All
about
right.
that.
CPAT it's a certification that we got because you know that with the terrorism, they check the containers. So what we do, we bring the custom to our manufacturer to check our place.
U.S. Customs
U.S.
guys go over there.
They fly to Italy and they tell us where they're going to be. So we choose the producer of the area where they're going to be, minimum of 3, and they go visit the plant and the manufacturer and they check for security, how they process the filling of the containers, and they grade us. So if you receive an high grade, so far, after 12 years of being certified, we received the top grade. So what it means is that if you're not registered, certified with a CTPAT, they check your containers. So our check is already done in Italy. They check the place, so they're safe because they see the cameras, they see the security, they see how we
how you operate.
How we operate. Then when they come by us, they see our places are clean with the FDA. So that's one certificate certification that very few importers have in the United States, and we're lucky, even though it's a little expensive. We don't go through the troubles because if they stop one container, it's going to cost you thousands and thousands of dollars to check what's inside. So we're lucky that we're not checked. Our check is done way before our product is in. So because we are CTPAT, we're not free, but 90% it's not caught. So that's why we are certified and why we chose to be registered with the customs.
Nice. It says a lot. So the products that these people are getting here are the same things if they walk into the store over there.
Yes. For example, this olive oil, if you go to Puglia, it's a similar of what you could buy in the store there in the southern part of Italy. Yeah.
Okay. So now you've got a 50,000 square foot facility, which also contains a full prep kitchen.
We have a prep kitchen. I came for a 1,200 square foot on Grand and Western, and they got too small because when I brought my 3 children in, the business grew and grew, so they became the 12,000 square feet warehouse. It became small, so we moved in the Chicago Depository building, and it was clean. You had the freezers, you had the coolers, the racking, so it was the move was very easy. So we're still there after we've been there now 15, 16 years, and we love it. It's easy, close to the expressways, close to downtown for delivery, so we love the place, and it's very safe and very...
Let me ask you, how often do you get back to Italy?
Oh,
Or how often do you try, I should say?
Well, I used to go to Italy almost 5, 6, 7 times a week, because a year, not a week, a year, a week.
That's a busy guy.
a year. Well, a lot of times the Chamber of Commerce of the region, being that we do the high-end products, they call us to go and learn about their products, especially a brand new item. I will talk later on. So
Okay.
they call us to bring this product in the U.S. and publicize and put it on the market. So we get paid for the European market, or for the producer, or from the producers, or from the regions to put this product on the market. So we could demo it, the product, we can make it taste it, because if you don't taste the item and I don't explain what this item is, you'll never buy it off the shelf. So that's why, and I used to go bring people to Italy to learn about these products. Now I go to Italy 3, 4 times a year. I'm trying to cut down, because we rather put the money in a demo in the stores here, so the people learn about the product here, and not to bring the buyer in Italy, because half of the time they don't bring any product back. So we bring the product, and we demo here, and we put the money in the products right in the States.
Interesting. And these products are available or sold to consumers, to grocery stores, right? And restaurants as well.
Restaurants, yeah. We have restaurants that buy our stuff, different chains that buy our stuff. They have a unique importing Italian section. So if you go look for Isola brand, we're in the major market, especially in Chicago, in the Midwest. We have a big footing in the Midwest.
And online. I mean, your website
Online,
is
and we do
phenomenal.
online. Not only they could buy online, if you Google, for example, balsamic, Isola cream of balsamic comes first. So we have Giovanni cream of balsamic, and it's one of the good item that's sold online and in different stores too.
Beautiful. Well, before we talk about the product, because I don't want to forget to say thank you, because you make the Italian people proud.
Oh, thank you.
You know, there's so much that we get that we don't get credit for that we should, and this, you as a man, as a businessman, everything is
well,
great.
I'm proud to be Italian. I'm proud to bring all these new items, new ideas. And number one, I love to use it myself. I love to eat it, and I love the help my fellow partners, Italian partners.
And everybody loves to eat Italian.
Yeah.
And then just also, you like to cook. I know, which well, hopefully you'll come back on another show to do that. But tell me, you do some charity work for cooking.
Okay, I had a program called Cook Italy, and what we did, we went to different establishments, and like the Mercy Home, and we taught, I teach the kids how to cook. So when I go cook for the 155 children, boys at the Mercy Home, the children that are interested of cooking, they're coming up in the kitchen. So we prepared the dinner for all the people all the children and the kids in the Mercy Home. And then once a year, the Friday before the Chicago Marathon, I cook for the runners of runners that run for the Mercy Home.
Let me guess, a lot of pasta.
3 pastas.
3 pastas.
3 pasta. We do a marinara sauce with vegetables. We do a meat sauce, meatball and sausage, and we do a fish sauce, plus fried calamari, focaccia, and all the good.
Now I'm getting hungry.
Okay.
Okay. Tell us, please, about this.
Oh,
this one first.
okay. This is our It's called My Brother's Oil. If you, the label says My Brother's Oil. We have it in a bottle and we have it in a box. So the box is a 2-liter box with a spout on the side. Why we decided to put it in a box? Because it's got a bag inside, and as you pull the oil out, the bag shrinks. So there's no air, no light, nothing coming in. So the oil stays fresh. Never rancid unless you put it in the sun.
And you're getting every drop out of it.
And you get every drop out of the bag. Correct. So, and then it's an unfiltered oil. You can see on the bottom, that's all it doesn't go through any filters. So it's unfiltered, and it's made out of 3 different kind of olives. So, and when you make extra virgin olive oil, to get low acidity, you got to pick them when they're F ripened. So F green and F ripe. If you see the picture of this, that's how when we pick all the olives. And on My Brother's Oil, we use 3 different kind of olives. One olive that gives you a lot of olive, one that gives you the taste, and one that gives you the bite. The coratina gives you the bite. So that's our philosophy on My Brother's Oil. It came to My Brother's Oil because now my brother's making the olive oil. Before it was my grandfather, now it's my brother that's making the oil. But I didn't start bringing it in these in a bottle or in a box. I started bringing it in the 25-liter can.
Yeah. Okay.
A little can, 25 liter. So at the time, a lot of stores, some of them still do, they had containers. So it was easy but it was very limited. So now we do the box and we do the 2 different kind of bottles. So, but this is our main item, My Brother's Oil, that really, it's all over United States, in a major market in Chicago. So you guys go buy My Brother's Oil.
And how would you say it into mio fratello?
L'olio di mio fratello. L'olio di mio
Okay,
fratello.
we're running short on time, so I know you want to talk about this product.
Okay,
a little bit about that one.
we got to talk about this. We talk about, I'll talk 2 minutes, 1 second about
Well,
this
here's
pasta.
what we're going to do.
What?
Please, talk about the
Farro pasta.
farro.
Okay.
And then we're going to come back, and then on the Busy Guy website, there'll be another show telling more about the product.
Okay. We brought this farro pasta. Regular pasta has got 13% protein contents in the pasta, in the wheat. This has got at least double. So farro is an ancient wheat, and it's got 25% protein in the pasta. That's why it's a healthy pasta. And it's not gluten-free because of the wheat, but it's a farro. Now you can see farro is very popular in Italy, but now it's becoming popular in this state. As a matter of fact, every week, if you pay attention, there's a recipe on a farro pasta. But I hope the market and the people learn how good this product is, and they start, because you want to eat healthy. And that's farro pasta.
Beautiful. And you were mentioning in a book how to reverse heart ailments by eating healthy, and some of your products were mentioned in the book.
In
we
the book?
talked about. Yeah, it's one of the books on your website.
Oh.
So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Excuse me. Scusa.
Oh.
Pronto? Sì, they want to talk to you in Italian.
Oh. Ciao, pronto, come si va? Bravo, bravo, bravo. Tutto bene? Sì, grazie.
Okay.
Okay. Ciao, ciao.
Ciao. Ci vediamo. We'll call you back later. Goodbye. Well, thank you for being on the show.
Oh, thank you, Vincent.
And I'm going to give you these now. I don't know how to give cannoli to a guy like you is. I hope it's a humble little thing to do.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you for having me on the show, and I hope I explained and I.
You're beautiful. And we got to thank Miss Janet for being here today.
Okay, Miss Janet, ciao.
Salud.
Salud. Thank you.
But check the website, because when we come back, there's going to be a little bit more elaborate talking about the food process. Thank you for being on the Busy Guy.